What's up, what's down?
Turn your life around. Hi guys.
Welcome to Life Awakening podcast. My name's Evan.
My name is Esther.
And this podcast is to connect Christians from different churches, communities, cultures, backgrounds, and to share their opinions or advice on life-related topics.
And today we will be covering the relationship series.
So Esther, it's been so long since we planned this podcast and it's finally happening.
Yeah, I'm super excited, Like there's so many things that I think that we can share with our listeners about different life-related topics.
Yeah. So guys, even though this is our first podcast, there are many more where we're going to invite different guests to come and talk about certain life-related topics.
Yeah, and we will be covering the relationship series, and relationship itself is a very broad topic. You have friendships, you have family relationships, you have the BGR relationships. So,
that's interesting.
Since we have such a broad topic, so we were thinking, to maybe just narrow it down to one of the subtopics first. Friendships. So that's what we will be talking about today.
Wow, friendship is really important, eh?
Yeah. We all have friends around us that
definitely.
we really, I think most people need friends, probably. Yeah. I don't know. But for me, I that's what I feel like. Everybody would probably need friends around their lives.
Yeah, but there are friends. There are like some people that they rather live alone, and this is where we're going to talk about it today, guys.
Yeah.
Why is friend important?
Yes. So before we dive deep into why is having friends important, let's start with the most basic question.
What's that?
Okay, Evan, so what are the qualities do you find in a friend?
Transparency.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, there's more. Courage. Initiative.
Whoa. Yes.
Yeah, so like there's friends who, like, even though they are transparent, they are like loyal, they are like don't betray you, but a lot of times where friends are just, they're just there and they do not want to take initiative. So I think the most important is transparency and initiative for me. That's just for me. What about you?
For me, I think the first one that you said about transparency, that's very important to me as well. Because if you have friends that are not like transparent with you, then I think it's quite hard for that, friendship to be maintained in the long run. So transparency, openness, and definitely having positive vibes. Yeah, that to me is very important because we're always in different kind of environments, and having friends who are positive really, to me, I think it affects how you view your life, how you see things in perspectives. So if you have positive friends, then you probably have like positive mindsets, perspective about your environment or your surroundings. But if you have like negative friends, then it might be a little bit harder for you to see things in a different light. Especially for me, because I'm very easily affected by or influenced by the people around me. So, of course, I definitely, the kind of qualities I would want to have or I look for in a friend would definitely be positive vibes.
Yeah, it's true. Like, do you realize, like, as you grow, and I don't know how old are you, and I don't know what to ask. But like when you're in school, you're in college, like those qualities actually change. Like sometimes like you want, like when you're in secondary school, like when I'm in secondary school, I do not seek transparency from a friend. I like what you say, positive vibes. Like sometimes, like, do you think it's like when we grow up in some certain ages and the community that you stick around, like you just like want something from them differently? Like, I
think it changes in the different stages in life, which is one of the questions that actually I want to ask, but you've already asked. So never mind, let's cover this first. For me, I can't really remember like my primary school days, but from what I have memory of during my secondary school days, the kind of friends that I look for are more towards like the happy-go-lucky. Let's all have fun. Let's not care about the world. well, let's like, you know, the kind of YOLO concept. You only live once, so let's just do anything that we want, you know. And that included at that time rebelling against teachers together.
Bring back the old days.
That brings back a lot of memories, but at that point in time, it's like, you know, you must have kaki to like, oh, let's do everything together. But at the same time, I think for me at that time, even though I knew like it wasn't the right thing to do, that like there were some things that, like for example, rebelling against authorities. That's not the right thing to do.
But that's the quality.
That's not No. Wait. But like you know, like deep down, you know, there's like a voice speaking to you, probably just the Holy Spirit telling you, you know, that hey, this is not the right thing to do. But when you at that time when you have friends like that want to have fun, and for me, peer pressure at that point in time was so huge, you know. It impacted me. So I felt like if I don't join them to do this, will I not have friends? And at that point in time, because in secondary school, it's like seeking an identity for yourself. It's like you're always seeking like, okay, what kind of person do I want to be? Oh, maybe I should join this group of friends first. And then, hey, if we gel well, oh, then they'll be my friends, lor. Yeah, that was me at that time. So I succumbed to peer pressure, despite knowing the fact that, for example, rebelling against teachers at that time wasn't the right thing to do. But because of me wanting to have that group of friends, I decided to follow them. Yeah, so that was at that time. But when it came to like university, then a lot of things became clearer, because in uni you have different people from even more diverse backgrounds, because I went to Singapore to study.
Wow.
Singapore is considered very international.
Yeah.
So you have Singaporeans, you have Chinese PRCs, and most of my friends were Singaporeans. But even in Singapore itself, you know, you have like different kind of people. And I had a group of friends at that time, like because of like work assignments, we had to work together as a group. But in terms of like characters, I knew that I was looking for a down-to-earth friends that can be honest with me. That kind of quality was what I looked for. So after university, I only had that one friend left that fit the qualities that I was looking for, and we're still like very good friends up till now. And then the others were not to pin materialistic as a bad thing, but they had their focuses more on towards that kind of stuff. So which doesn't fit to what I was looking for in a friend at that time. So hence I decided not to like continue on with that friendship. But like we still like drop each other messages, congratulatory messages lah. Yeah, and then now at work, of course, work sometimes can be toxic. So finding colleagues or friends who can give you positive energy to face every day, that's very important to me. Yeah,
like you say, friendship is very important. And it's like we can't live without people. And the question is, are you living with the right people in your life?
Define right, bro.
No, I mean like who is around you? Like when you say that in secondary school, usually the bad kids, like
not bad kids, kids who like to have different kinds of fun.
And they are like those popular kids, you know, like people sees them. And everyone wants to get along with them. Like I think that when we were younger, there's always like blind eyes looking for qualities like good qualities. Instead, we are like just, hey, I just want to get along with you, regardless of the qualities.
When you were younger, it's like, oh, as long as I have more friends, oh, the more the better. It was like quantity over quality. Not saying that quantity over quality is bad, but knowing how to choose friends is very important.
It's true. It's true. Quality is very important. Like, you do not want friend who backstab you.
Of course not.
But in the meantime, you still want to be friends with that person. Like, I'm not sure why. Like, it's just human thinking, right? I'm not sure why. But yes, the types of friends. Like, I would prefer that. Like when I talk about transparency, it's just that when I was younger, in school, I always look towards the older ones because I study in a homeschool. And
Hey,
I'm not
me
like,
too.
really.
Yeah.
So like my school is not a lot of people. It's just maybe 100 or 150 people. So you can literally know everyone.
Yeah.
And choosing your friends is like sometimes hard. So it's like you get rejected and that's it.
Have you been rejected before, or were you like the popular kid in school? Like everyone wants to be your friend.
No, I was bullied at first.
Really?
But I bullied after people after
Oh wow.
that. Yeah.
So
let's not talk
so
about
you
it.
joined.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's just talk about it. But yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
that those qualities I look for is like spending time with one another.
So has
Quality
that been
time.
has this quality stayed throughout? Like has it stayed from your secondary school all the way until now, or like because I shared like how my qualities evolved. So have any of the qualities that you seek for in a friend evolved from when you were young and now?
Well, quality time is very important. Like that's like my love language, but it's not that important. But yeah, of course. But as I grew up, I realized that how many friends I have, you know, like quantity is not that important.
Yeah.
So like I have this draft, like where you talk about people who are just acquaintance, who are friends, who are your best friend, and
I remember you shared this with me before. I was so mind blown back then, man.
Yeah, and I was like writing it down, and like I have many friends. People know me. Like when I go to church, when I go to school, like I don't even know them. People know me. Like people do know me because I'm very active. But however, when I write down that list, no matter how much people know me, no one pass the best friend list.
Oh.
Like
okay.
no one knows me like I do. Well, okay, well that's one thing, but there's people who like should know me. Like I do not have that quality friends like who is transparent, who are able to talk to, and like who is willing to walk with you in life.
So you think? No, wait. I have to clarify this. Do you mean back then or like right now?
Like right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like back then, like I don't
Evan's
really
fans.
care. Like you know, like what you say just now, it's true. When we were younger, we look like we want more friends, quantity.
Yeah.
But when we grow up, when we start to work, quantity doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I think that is the actual that realization that hits us when we enter into young adulthood, I guess, right?
Okay.
You're considered an adult already, right? I'm not
Ouch.
wrong, right? I mean, it's phases of life,
yes,
and
yes.
sometimes I think like from friends that from secondary,
Yeah,
and then when
yeah.
you go through different stages in life, I find it, to me, I don't find it that hard to like say, oh, bye bye. To me, it's like I can just like cut off very easily. That's for me lah. But what about you? Like, do you still keep in contact with your like secondary friends?
It's just like fade away.
Oh,
Like we
it
just
faded
keep in
away.
touch, but it's just yeah, it is what it is.
No, I'm the kind that like I if I choose not to talk to you, I don't talk to you. That kind.
Well, because I'm an extrovert.
Yeah,
so,
an extrovert through and through.
Yeah, and so like I will still keep that relationship, but like I say, I will have that draft, the written paper.
Perhaps maybe you can share to our listeners, like with them, like the draft that you shared with me before.
Oh yes,
I think it's quite helpful.
Yeah. So that draft, right? It's like levels. So it really depends on you. Like some people have 3 levels, some people have 4 levels. It's just that the higher the level is the closer that friend are closer to you. So like I mentioned before, like even your family could be in that list, and sometimes your mom can be in your best friend list, or even acquaintance for some of you. And so so that list is very important. So I set myself maybe a level 4 list. I started simple. I started like level 3.
Okay.
like 3 levels, you know.
Can you share like what's your level 1? What's your level 2?
So for the first level, it's like those people hi-bye friends. Like hi-bye friends. Like when I go to church, I see this. Hey, how are you doing? Quick conversation and just say bye. And the second one is like a casual hangout. Like maybe 1 month, 2 months, we would just, hey guys, let's go for an activity together. Like it's just almost like a hi-bye, but it's not really that hi-bye. Like I get to know you. Like I know who you are. I know that you love to do this, you love to do that. Yeah, but it's not that like I trust you in a way. And there's level 3 where like, hey bro, like I can just call you anytime. Like I know it's like a drastic because I don't want to be so specific, like level 1, 2, 3, like 4, like 5. So I just keep it simple. Like level 3 where I can say like, hey, I'm open to you and I'm willing to allow you to come into my life and we can walk together in this journey. And so yeah, I started with this and as I grow up, there's a certain level where I do not want to share. Like, hey, talking about relationship, like let's say BGR, like or talking about families, like, hey, I do not want to share with you. So I add that to another list. Level 5 only can know about this.
Okay.
And and level
it changes
5,
as
it
we
changes.
grow. Yeah.
So like level 5, I'm close with you, and so I write that down and like, hey, I at least when I write it down, I have someone who is on that level, and it's very important to have friends and communities, like you say. So well, quantity is not really important, but it's also necessary in some way.
Yeah.
Like, what if you have no friends?
Yeah.
That's where quantity is important.
I don't know how people can perhaps I think character plays a part. Like I can never fathom how people can do without friends or do without community, let's say. Because it's like you're just living in your own world. Everything is all about you. It's and you know that it's like there's nobody for you to share your happiness, your life experiences with.
Yeah.
And probably you won't even have a chance to hear what other people have to share with you, you know. And I find that it's quite cursy. I don't know how to say that in English. I can't really get that now. But I feel like everybody needs to at least have, no matter how big or small your community is or your friend circle is, you have to have friends. Yeah.
Even
apart from family lah. Okay.
yeah. Well, okay, true. That's true. Like, friendships is important. Like, guys, listen, friendship is important.
Yeah.
Like, even if you have one friend, that is
That
enough.
friend is
That's enough.
If
Like,
that's enough for you, then it's enough.
yeah, friendship is important because the Bible says so. You know, God created us to be with community. You know, like even Jesus walk in his life when he's on earth. Like he has people who, around him, his family, and he also, like, Jesus also went to church and also speaks to the leaders.
Yeah, and he has the disciples as well, who are like friends
communities,
also.
Like
community.
Jesus do not come down and just like fulfill the mission to die
Yeah,
on the cross.
and he did not like come down like, I'm Jesus, you can't be my friend.
Yeah.
All the more he wanted to be like, I want to be your friend. So
he's full of love.
That's how important being in a community or having friends are to me.
Because I know that like this Bible was talking about iron sharpening iron. It's like friendship helps us to see the blind spot.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I do not like this part of you. Like, you have someone to say it. Like, if you are walking alone, how do you know?
Yeah, like, and I think having friends, right, can also help you to grow as a person. Like what you say, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have friends, you don't know what, how people view you.
Yeah.
Not saying that you should change your character because of how other people view you.
That's true.
But it's more on like there are people who walk with you, who are there to remind you, hey, maybe it's not that good for you to behave this way.
Yeah.
You know, because if you behave this way, perhaps you are affecting people indirectly, or you know.
Yeah.
So it's somehow that kind of friendship is actually, having that kind of friendship is good because they remind you to be mindful of your character and how it's affecting other people even in a good way or even in a bad way. At least you have people to tell you, hey, you know, blah blah blah, you know.
That's true. Yeah. Like, even though when you are, I think friendship is very important when a person experiences mental breakdown.
Oh yes, tell me about it.
Yeah, like, you know, like when you grow up, it's not like you say, it's no longer about quantity.
Yeah, it's
quality. About quality.
I think for me, this really speaks to me a lot because during the MCO period, I think not just me, I think a lot of people, because we stay home, especially for those who are away from home, and then you're like working or you're like living alone. I think that really really shows how much how important it is for you to have friends or have a community. Because when you're all alone and you're just facing the four walls every day for 24 hours,
That's true.
whoa, the kind of mental thing that you have to go through, it's really not easy. And for me, I really thank God that I have friends, even though we weren't in we're not in the same place, we're not in JB, she's elsewhere, but I'm so glad that there's the phone, like WhatsApp, that we can communicate with each other.
Yeah.
If not, I don't even know how I can survive. Not saying that I cannot survive lah. I mean, what we've got, and then we have got to talk to, but sometimes we will still crave that human interaction. So I really thank God that my friend helped me through my darkest moments during the MCO.
Well, to some of you guys, like we have been talking about friendships, and like some of you think that it's difficult to find friends. Like some of us, I'm an extrovert. Like I have friends.
You have friends everywhere.
Yeah. I'm like just sharing to like those who are introverts, those who are afraid. No, you're not. Okay, fine. You're both. All right. Just
okay.
Like to those who are introvert, take the initiative. Like sometimes maybe lower your expectations. Yeah, because I know like you are afraid, to be friends with them. But do you really want to be friends with them?
Yeah. I think stepping up from your comfort zone is also very important for your growth. Yeah. I mean, if for example, if today, if you who are listening to this podcast, maybe you feel like, I'm an introvert, I find it very hard to talk to people, or I find it very hard to make friends. Perhaps maybe it's time for you to, step out of your comfort zone. Learn to, take initiatives to make friends, to make small talks. It's fine. I mean, if let's say you have taken that step and perhaps it's still very hard to find friends, then maybe switch to another person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, not everybody is made for
just
everybody.
Just stay in communities, guys. Just stay with someone. It's very important, guys.
Yeah. So, talking about friends, right? Since you have a lot of friends, how do you maintain that friendship?
What? First of all, I don't have many friends. Like, okay, I do have friends, like people who know.
So since you have that graph, right?
Yeah, are you talking about
that level?
One?
Yeah. So let's talk about the closer ones. How do you maintain your friendship with them?
Wow. First, just take an initiative to catch up. It's very important to say, hey, how are you doing? Like, don't be work related. It's like sometimes like if your best friend is like working together with you, or like those who are like in school with you, like just don't talk about school stuff or work stuff. Let's just talk about life. Like relationship.
Yeah, I know, like maybe dive deeper into
deeper,
more personal topics of the
yes,
person.
Yes, so like just get into it. Like just like maintaining it. Like just don't ignore. Like if you see, just take initiative. Like you see them very sad, like depressed, or like even though if they don't tell you, like even though you guys are close friends or what, just take the initiative to maybe bring them out for dinner or something. Maybe not dinner, maybe
just like go out for a chill meal, and stuff. I think sometimes I agree, like taking initiative is very important, because for me, I'm not someone that takes initiative. And throughout the MCO period, I've been learning to be the first one to take the initiative, to connect with people, because sometimes maybe your friend is not the initiative one. So one way, I mean, if you don't be the one to initiate, and then they don't initiate, then how do you maintain this friendship? So it also links back to being selfless, I guess.
Well, but what if you are not initiative?
What if? Yeah. Because I'm the kind of person, I'm not initiative. So, but I will try. Like, let's say, because like you, I have like different stages of friends. For the close friends and above, I will try to take the initiative. even if they don't find you for a long time, or even if you have nothing to talk about, just dropping a text to say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, that's
It's been
important.
so
Yeah.
long since we last talked.
Yeah.
So how you been doing? I think somehow or rather, it kind of just makes that person feel like, oh wow, you still remember me, even if you haven't talked for a long time. Yeah. So I think taking the initiative step to go and contact your friend is part of maintaining the relationship.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Friendship, sorry.
It's not easy to be taking initiative to catch up. Like, what if you feel distance with that friend?
Wow, what if I feel distant with that friend? I am a very extreme person. Usually, they won't make it to my close friend list lah. The distant friends. These kind of friends are usually the high-buy friends. Yeah, for me, because so far, I haven't have any friends that I was very, very close with, but because of like different locations or we haven't been talking for a long time, then we kind of like grow distant.
Yeah, but what if those are your close friends?
What if those are my close friends?
Like, I mean, like guys, to be realistically speaking,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's true that we need to take initiative, but what if we are just tired from it?
What if we're just tired from it? I think it's
that's like really real issues. Like, people are just like,
because to me, I think that when you take the initiative for like the first few times, when the person is willing to respond, then you won't feel like you're tired. So if the person doesn't really respond, then I think maybe you should just change that friend lah. No, I'm that kind of person because I feel like
that's extreme.
maintaining a friendship is not one person's job.
Yeah.
It's both parties.
Yeah,
You
that's
have to
true.
maintain.
That's true.
Because if it's only one person's job, then you will feel very drained. Yeah. So for me, if that person doesn't respond or because usually I will only feel tired if that person doesn't respond, and I keep taking the initiative to talk to them. So if this is the situation, usually I'll just like cut them off lah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, like bye. What about you? Like
Well, I mean, being an extrovert has their cons, which is just being tired.
okay. So you just need your time to recharge and then you're like ready to go again.
Well, well, that's true one way, in a way. But sometimes, sometimes it's just like, I just do not like. Okay, we are good friends, we are close friends, but just give me some space, like, okay. But even though if I think it like that, I would also say that after a while, you feel like, oh no, we are being distanced, and then you have to be like, oh dang, I have no choice, and I have to come back to you. That's an issue. That's like a very big issue to me. I'm not sure, like, should we keep the friendship? But I try to be selfless. Above all, to be selfless, like, I still need to catch up with them. Even though if they don't want to catch up with me, I still need to catch up with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if
Okay.
your friend decides to distance themselves with you because of a disagreement? What would you do then? Like, how would you respond, or what will you do when there's a disagreement with your friend? What will you do? Do you need time to think? I can share.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so basically it's a story of of something that happened between me and my friend. We kind of got into a disagreement because of some I wouldn't say miscommunication, but I kind of like wasn't sensitive enough to her feelings, so that ended up in a disagreement due to some arrangement stuff lah. So how I solved that disagreement was I decided to apologize to her, and then tell her that, oh, I'm sorry for not being understanding of your feelings, sorry for not being sensitive enough to what you would have done to your feelings, and that kind of like salvage the situation, because as long as to me, as long as one person decides to like apologize first, I think that really mellows down the disagreement a lot. And but if like both parties are like kind of like having like none of them want to apologize first, then it's very hard to salvage. And the reason why I wanted to why I decided to apologize is because I felt that I cherish this friendship more than I cherish this friendship, so I don't want to let any disagreement kind of like make us not friends anymore. Yeah. So I feel like for me, how I resolve disagreements in situations where I'm not sensitive to people's feelings, then I will apologize first. Yeah, because I am one that I'm the kind that when I'm set to do something, I'll just do it. I don't care about people's feelings. And then when I realize that I'm not sensitive, right, then it'll be kind of like too late. That's why I'm learning to always to be sensitive to people's feelings before I make any decisions. Yeah. That's.
Well, I agree with you that disagreement is major issues. Yeah, like if you cherish that friend, I do cherish some, and that is worth fighting for. So like, hey, we have disagreement. That's normal, but disagreement leads to growth. Like,
True.
like
Yes.
disagreement, like, hey, I may not be agree with you. Like sometimes you agree with me, like you don't
Agree
agree
to
with me.
disagree, yeah.
And but then when I see, hey, actually you're right, and I'm actually growing from that. Like I know that that what you say is right, and maybe that changed my perspective as well, and maybe that helps me to become better. So I think that disagreement leads to a growth.
Yeah.
So if I have a disagreement, I have to learn that, hey, what if I'm wrong? So if I think like that, well, there shouldn't be any disagreement at the start. So when I maintain my friendship, I always think about them, selfless. Try to think about what they think, what about their opinions, and so that that let's not have disagreement. If you have a disagreement, just tell me what did I do wrong, and so I will say, hey, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But if I'm really right, oh yeah, well, I would not fight, but I would maybe explain it properly and like why I think it like that. And so, yeah, I try not to even start a disagreement. So that's me.
But I think sometimes like disagreements are inevitable. Like I mean, of course you do your best not to have any disagreements lah. But sometimes it just like that,
But I mean, it's just character. Like I'm a person who loves to resolve. I'm not those person who like
to start fights.
Yeah. like extremes, like yeah. I mean, like some of you guys, like you guys are like those chill type. Like some of you guys are really emotional. And so don't let your emotional get ahead of you guys. So just get a hold of that. Like don't be emotional for no reason, guys. Don't need to be sad, don't need to be angry. I know you have the right to be sad and angry, but guys, if I want to be harsh, I would say to myself, grow up.
Grow up. But I think being emotional is also part of growth. Like if you don't feel that, how would you grow? That's for me.
I mean, like, emotional. Don't get emotional. I mean, you can be alone and be emotional and think. But when you're with people, like, don't get emotional. Like, I mean, some people may not be like me. Some people can, they just want to be sad and cry. Yeah, go ahead. Like, you want to be angry, but there's also a certain limit where we need to know when to stop. And like, I can be angry at you. Like in my heart, I'm like I can't control my emotion, but I have to just learn to control.
But I think, like what you said, it's very dependent on people's characters because not everyone can think as rationally as like what you just said. So some people tend to be like over emotional, and that's where I think friends also play a big part because, like for example, if you have a disagreement in that circle of friends. like with one of the person within that circle. But at least you have other friends, like when you're emotional, there are other people who in that group of friends that you can
who resolve that situation.
Who can talk to, who you can talk to, and perhaps maybe they can offer some advices or solutions for you to salvage or be the mediator. Yeah, so like that's why I would agree to disagree with your statement, because I feel like when you're emotional and you have that friends who support you and give you advices, then you are able to salvage that that disagreement or that tiff that you have with the other friend, and not like deal with it personally, because not everybody has the capacity to deal with it personally.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because
that's true.
Maybe if some people they feel like, well, I need to deal with it personally, and until the time where they just over explode mentally.
Oh, then that we have an issue there.
Yeah, that's why I agree to disagree with with your statement of
like,
dealing it personally.
That's why it really depends on the people.
Yeah,
and so like some people do not really want to share their emotion, and that's also another extreme where like you really have to, as a friend, you have to find out what's wrong. But some people are over emotional. So I would say that's why I'm trying to say that let's have a balance in it. Like let's not be extreme. Like it's not good. It's really not good.
But it's also not like that easy to strike a balance.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but as human we learn.
Yes.
We learn and we grow.
Yes.
Yeah, through experiences.
Right. Yeah. So like sometimes you can be angry, sometimes you can be happy, but after a while you will know that I should not be angry anymore.
So I guess like for me, my personal takeaway is to always from like friendship experiences is to always be sensitive to the feelings or of the people around me towards on how they see my actions, So like before we even start a fight, probably I'll think like, okay, let's not do this. Perhaps perhaps if I don't do this, then it will lessen the disagreement, kind of thing.
Reflection is very important. So maybe we can start by reflecting on ourselves. So like constant self-reflection. Like, are you open? Are you like those, like, are you the friend where you can actually like encourage that person? Just continue to reflect. Like, I mean, being observant, like observing your friends around you, like how they're doing, it's very important. But I think the most important one is also check yourself. Check
self-reflection.
yourself.
I think if you don't self-reflect, get your friend to reflect you lah.
Tell
you like, hey, maybe you can improve on this part.
But you can't get angry.
Because you must not be angry
guys.
lah. Of course.
Like, Esther, what's wrong with me? Like, okay, no.
I have thousands of things to say.
No, all right, okay. So
I guess like that sums up like the friendship topic that we want to share with everybody today. I think a few takeaways from what we shared today is that taking initiative. That is my main one, because to me, I think that is one of the things that I have to constantly learn, because for me personally, I feel that having to maintain friendships or having to like connect with people is kind of tiring for me. So I want to learn to overcome that and take the initiative to talk to friends, to my close friends lah. The hi bye one occasionally lah. But that's my takeaway. That I want to try to be initiative to the people that I care about lah.
So my biggest takeaway is that know your friends.
Oh yes.
Like, I mean, guys, I know MCO lockdown, and just take this time to reflect, like constant self-reflection. Like, who is your friend? Like, who is your friend that really walks with you? Who are those like really you trust? And just,
I think it'd be a really good thing. A really good way to like start evaluating the kind of friends that you have is by the graph that you
write it down.
Like level 1, like for example, my level 1 would be like acquaintance. Then level 2 would be I buy friends. Then level 3.
Wait, acquaintance, hi bye friends. Oh yeah, okay, that's
to me, acquaintance and hi bye friends are quite similar, but they are a little bit different. So it really depends on how you categorize your friends. There's no right or wrong to it, but if you want to evaluate your friends, I think this kind of way is quite good to start off.
Yes.
Then you really know, like,
Yes.
oh, whoa,
Yes.
maybe
So, and
you
yeah,
never know.
but-
Maybe
yeah.
you only have that one best friend when you think that actually, maybe you have 10 friends.
Yeah. So like when you evaluate and just invest in that relationship. Like part 2 is invest in that relationship because like like that's your best friend and that's the person you trust. But that doesn't mean that person treat you like one. So just invest in it. Invest in that relationship. Invest that, hey bro, how are you doing?
Yeah.
You know.
Take
you're fine.
initiative.
Yes. Biggest takeaway.
Take initiative.
Yeah. And so in conclusion, guys. Yeah. And like I mean, we are here to help you guys. Like if you have like not a lot of friends, like you think that you are lost, like you think that you have hardly face people, like unique communities, guys, just drop us an email, like just message our Instagram page, and we will have a good talk together.
Yeah, we'll be more than glad to connect with you.
Yeah, guys, community, very important.
Yeah, it's very, very important.
So I'm so excited for our next series.
Podcast.
No,
Yeah.
not series. Our next
episode.
Yeah,
we'll still be talking about the relationship series, but
Yeah.
we'll be focusing on different aspects of relationship. And we will, of course, be having a guest.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm so happy,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't need to talk to Evan anymore.
What?
Like, I mean,
Right,
I have
that-
someone
well,
else to talk
okay,
to.
There's like more people to talk to. There's more fun, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's our first episode together. I hope this is great, and I hope to see you guys again.
Yeah, I hope. Stay tuned to our next episode.
See you guys.
See you guys. Bye.